Yeah. How do you feel about this main event?
I know everyone's going for Dustin, but
That seems to be like the sentimental pick.
yeah, because he's cool. Like people like Dustin. He beats Conor. Like he's the man. Like he
does have the
he's a
momentum
good like
right now.
role model.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know. I just like Brazilian fighters for some reason.
Yeah, that's just shit, bro. You
Yeah,
just,
every Brazilian I like. Costa, Thiago Santos. But I don't know. I feel like it's more of a toss-up, especially because Poirier's a finisher. Like, doesn't he have the most like finishes in UFC history? Most submissions?
Well, Oliveira has most subs. Poirier, I think like his last 10 fights, bro, have all been main events.
Yeah.
So Poirier, the last, maybe not 10, but a good amount of his fights. I'll pull it up while we're doing this. It's all been, it's Gaethje, it's
That's the thing.
Max,
Khabib,
it's Dan Hooker, it's Khabib, it's Conor twice. Yeah, some of those didn't go into championship rounds, but others went, and it just seems like this dude, super durable, does like get into firefights though.
Yeah.
He like that round.
He thrives in those kind of.
He does, yeah, he does. But round 2 against Dan Hooker, in 2020, was like round of the year.
Remember, I was tweeting. I was like, "Yo, I think Poirier's done," because Dan Hooker was landing those like nasty knees that he has and stuff.
Yeah,
and
John Anik was like, best round ever, unless you like defense, because them two just beat the shit out of each other. But yo, check this out. Last couple of fights. Conor, main event. Conor, main event. Dan Hooker, main event. Khabib, main event. Max, Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje.
Jesus.
Going back to Poirier versus Pettis, main event also on a fight night. Like, dude has had insane amount of main events in a row.
And that resume is crazy. Like, look at the names he's fighting.
Alvarez, Gaethje, Pettis, Alvarez again, Jim Miller, Michael Johnson, who like, remember Michael Johnson?
Yeah, but those are even Jim Miller and Michael Johnson at that time.
Yeah, at that time, looking at it at that time.
They're still around for a reason.
Yeah. But yo, Du Bronx, man, Charles Oliveira. Like, dude is just another guy who's been around. Like, I feel at this point, if you're showing highlights of dudes with sponsors
on their trunks,
you know they've been around. And Oliveira's been around too, and he's another guy.
But he entered mad young, right? Like, he entered at like 20?
21, yeah.
So he's been around, I think it's like 11 years or something. But he's obviously hitting his prime. Look at him.
Yeah, being the champion now.
Yeah, and finishing basically everyone he fights.
Yeah.
And I will say that Chandler finish aged well.
Right.
Because afterwards, seeing him just go through that fight with Gaethje, like, the guy could obviously take a punch.
Right.
He was eating bombs for 15 minutes.
But also Oliveira got dropped in that first round too. Because remember, we watched that fight at your crib.
Yeah.
Which is the spot for UFC. Dude, after that first round, because remember, Chandler has his back taken by Oliveira, and then he does like that sidewalk slam motion.
That's so dumb, though.
And then the round ends, and they flash the live odds, and it was like minus 300 for Chandler. The odds go down, and then he catches him with that left hook, and then he drops him and then finishes him there. That's Oliveira. So like that fight switched in a flash.
But even like it was a dominant first round for Chandler, but you saw like especially after he dropped him, like the wrestling move, like that was kind of his last, because Chandler's a big dude, so he doesn't have the stamina to really go that far. You saw like him maybe tired a little bit. Against
Gaethje too, right?
Well, Gaethje, yeah, he was a walking zombie, especially when he was like just walking forward with his hands down.
Yeah, I wouldn't really walk with my hands down against anyone, especially not someone like Gaethje too.
Which is crazy that he didn't get fit. Like, he got dropped on that one uppercut that I have because I recorded the whole fight, and you see the crowd jump up. That one uppercut was sick.
Yeah, that shit was clean too, clean as hell. Yo, who do you got on this one? I couldn't agree with you more that I feel like the fan pick is Poirier. I'm leaning towards Oliveira, though. I hope I'm wrong. Like, I'm going to bet Oliveira. Yeah. Because a lot of times in MMA, what I like to do is we watch every card. We know a lot of the fighters. I think sometimes odds are misleading. Like, I bet Colby in that main event against Usman. Yeah, I lost, but he shouldn't have been a 3-1 dog. I didn't feel like going into that one. I bet Poirier when he fought Conor the first time. Like, why is Poirier plus 260? Like, that's a little crazy to me also. Yeah. So a lot of times I bet because of the value in the fighter. In this one, when I saw the odds, I couldn't believe that Poirier was favored, and then I couldn't believe that Poirier was favored by that much. You think any of the notion of Conor beating Conor back to back has gotten a lot more steam behind them?
Yeah, 100%. It goes with your name too.
Right.
Like, people know Poirier's name more. Like, if you go to a non-UFC fan and you say Dustin Poirier, they'll be like, oh yeah, that guy's the man. Is he the champ? Like, they'll ask you that,
right,
and you'll be
right.
like, Charles Oliveira. They'll be like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, and he's a champ.
And he's the champ. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's a fascinating fight. I'm really excited for this one. I think I'm gonna go with Charles though.
I think I am too. I'm gonna say Charles, 3rd round sub.
Both black belts, but Oliveira is like way, way higher level black. Like, there's levels to all sort of.
Yeah, like, I'm taking a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt over,
Dude from Louisiana.
So, yeah, guy who makes
that.
hot sauce.
I feel that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Oliveira too. Listen, I really do hope I'm wrong, because I feel like the feel good story would be if Poirier wins it, right? Like, dude went from, down in the dumps, thinking about retiring when he loses to Khabib, and he puts out that, like, all his emotion there, and he's like, yo, maybe I'm not that guy anymore, and then to battle back. And I also like, man, I love dudes like Poirier, like Whitaker, even like Max, where you lose the title and you're not holding out to get another title shot. It's like, yo, you know what, man? I'm going to go to the back of the line, and I'm going to climb my way back.
But
then
you're taking 2 big paychecks.
That's a fact.
You don't pass, even if you're a champ and Conor's like right now.
Yeah.
I think a champ like Poirier, if you get offered a Conor fight, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting a huge payday.
Well, that was the big dilemma between Conor 2 and Conor 3, because they offered Poirier
and he said no.
The Chandler Oliveira spot, and he said no. Let's run it back again, the trilogy, because, dude, he's made like over I think I read like $25 million. That's like flat rate.
That's show money. Like, that's fight money. That's not all this publicity, all this like all this.
The hot sauce has gone up.
Yeah.
His Instagram following and shit. Now his asking price is higher.
You think that's going to affect the fight? You think he's going to be more interested in doing a 4th fight with Conor? Because they already didn't they mention that? Like, they'll fight again?
Yeah. Man, that's a good point.
You think he won't be as hungry to beat Charles?
That's another thing that GSP said on the pod. He's like, look.
Yeah, look at me and GSP.
Yeah, same bars. But he talked about how anytime you get to the mountaintop, maybe you're not as hungry as you once were. He talked about how he mentioned it on his own, which I found really fascinating. He's like, man, the worst loss. He's the biggest favorite to ever lose a UFC fight, like in a championship fight, when he lost to Massera the first time. And he said, yo, it was the first time I wasn't.
So fire, though.
He's like, yo, it was the first time I wasn't stressed out. I slept the best night of sleep I ever got before a fight was that one. And he's like, then I got put to sleep. So,
there you go.
But he was at the top of the world. So we don't know. I think the jury's still out to see what's going to happen with Poirier. I don't think Poirier is that kind of guy, though. Like, he didn't transition into boxing or do all this other stuff. Like, the hot sauce didn't come because of the Conor win. You know what I mean? Like, he was doing it beforehand, and that only got more and more attention. But it's not like Poirier just dropped a fashion clothing line, and now all of a sudden he's doing red carpets and shit.
Yeah.
So he's
a little fighter different. At heart. Like, he wants to fight and wants to win.
Yeah. But both of us picking Oliveira, huh?
Yeah. Which means he's going to lose. So
yeah, Dustin first round finish. Sure.
Yeah.